What's up, guys? It's been a while. I haven't posted because I've been in college and things have been busy. And I just wanted to come on here and talk about things that I've talked about before, which is me feeling alone in a lot of ways. And feeling like, I expressed this before, where it's I would rather be alone and love myself than not be alone, and how I stopped over explaining myself and losing people and things like that. But I want to tell you guys, I feel like I found my home, and that you can too, and that I'm so happy here. I found community here. I found people who love me here, and I've been here 2 weeks, and I already feel like I found something that is so worthwhile that I want to hold on to. It's so precious. And there are seasons of sadness, and there are seasons of obedience, and just knowing that you have to get through this, and you have to get uncomfortable enough to change something. And then when you change something, you're opening yourself up to blessings and growth. To be alive is to grow. There's no life without growth. There's no existence without change. And I think that this growth and this change that I've been in is incredible, and is something that I wish that for everyone to experience, because you won't always be alone, and you won't always feel like you're weird, or that you're not this, or you're not good enough, or that you have to please these people. There will be people that question you, that are so curious about who you are. There will be people who love you and deeply want to understand you. There will be people out there who you love so much, and that you can pour in and out of each other. And that's what community and friendship and beautifulness is about having people and just holding them and not letting them go. And sometimes I feel like when I get this love, I hold it and I don't know what to do with it. But when you are poured into, you can just be you, and you can just live and thrive as yourself. You don't have to under-explain. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. There isn't a strategy to finding people. There isn't a strategy to finding friends. There isn't a strategy to finding relationships. You can't force yourself into situations. You can't be like, okay, I have to do this, 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 and this, and then I will find what I want. I have to do this, this, and this, and this, and I'll find a boyfriend, I'll find friends, I'll find community, I'll find a place, right? Sure, there are steps to take change, but there isn't a guideline. There isn't, I stopped doing this and everything is different, right? The only thing that you can do is to be yourself authentically, whatever that looks like. The more genuine you are, the more you will attract people who are also genuine. The more yourself you are, the more you connect with yourself, the more you love yourself, the more you feel content with your body and with your human, you will find people who feel the same way, who love you in that way. And it'll nourish your soul, because if you're trying to be like this or like that, people are only gonna love that. They're not gonna love you. And then you're gonna feel so unfulfilled. You're gonna feel so lonely, because it's dang, these people do not love me. They love whatever I've given them. And it's scary to be vulnerable. It's scary to be like, this is me and this is who I am, and I'm okay with this, and just put yourself out there and be vulnerable, this is all of me. And I think that we are called to guard our hearts, to be okay, little by little, but I don't think that means being dishonest. I think that means maybe just not being something that you're not. You don't have to go in and be the loudest, most bubbly person in the room. I went in here and I was probably more quiet than I wanted to be, but I was learning to be myself. And then when people ask me questions, when people talk to me, when people introduce me, I'd be like, hey, this is me. I have it all out for you here. And that is a vulnerable position, but that is only where you can find connection, is in vulnerability. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it is a strength. You are only strong in being the most of yourself that you can be. Because if you're not yourself, then who are you? What are you? What is your identity if you're not being you? And I used to struggle a lot with identity. Who am I? What am I? What do I want? And I can firmly say that my identity is in Christ and who He's called me to be. But at the same time, my identity is myself and what I'm created and the depths of my personality. And if you don't understand your own mind and if you don't understand your own layers, how can you be authentic to have these friendships where people can understand your mind and your layers? I mean, no one will know you truly. You'll never know yourself truly, but you'll be able to be vulnerable. You'll be able to have these friendships that you're craving. The only way to have these friendships is to be the friend that you want to have. What kind of friend do you want? And be that. Do you want a friend that loves you and serves you and doesn't judge you? Be that friend. And you will find those people. If you want friends that are authentic and real and deep, be that yourself and find those people. It is not a weakness to be soft-spoken. It is not a weakness to be gentle. That is strength. It is so easy to become hard and mean and in the world that we live in, but that isn't necessary for survival. You are not in a survival mentality. You do not have to survive anything. You are living. You are thriving. I was looking out in the mountains the other day and I realized that I would not be standing here if I wasn't in the ability to thrive and live anymore. I was standing there and I was thinking to myself, I almost missed this. I almost missed the amazingness that my life has to offer because I almost gave it up in method of survival. And not judging anyone who's struggling, but there's so much more that life has to offer, and sometimes things need to be changed and sometimes you need to change. But at the end of the day, the most important relationships you will ever have is yourself and God. And at the end of the day, you're only going to find other people through those relationships. What is important to you? What are your values? What are your goals? How can you find people who align with those? Is putting yourself in position for those things. And it's the same with any job, luck, anything. You have to put yourself in position of readiness. You have to become the friend. You have to become the boss. You have to become the wife. You have to become these things to get them, to receive them with blessing and with grace. And the only way I could do that is through Christ and reaping what I've sowed and God's grace. Because you know what? I don't deserve the amazing life that I have. None of us do. But He has blessed me and He has loved me, and in relation with Him, He's rewarded me, and that is beautiful. And life is beautiful. Waking up every morning and seeing the sky and the sunrise and the birds and the people around you who all have their own lives is beautiful. And you could miss it. You could miss it and you couldn't even notice because you're so caught up in what you have to be and the people around you and pretending to not be someone that you are. You are loved. You are okay. Everyone has faults. You lie sometimes. That's not a good thing. But if you recognize that, you can change that. You can see that and you can be like, okay, this is a part of myself that I don't like. I'm going to be honest and vulnerable about this. And I'm going to take the steps to not be like this anymore. But yeah, I just had to rant to you guys and tell you how good things are going. And that I hope that you are in a blessing phase of your life. And if you're not, then that's okay, because it is coming, because life ebbs and flows and there are waves. The bad does not last long. It doesn't. We as humans live for the good. We live for the poetry, for the love, for the friendship, for the community. And we have to go through hard times sometimes to receive that. But it's all worth it at the end of the day. Living is worth it. Growth is worth it. Everything a part of life is worth the suffering and the sacrifice. There's nothing that you cannot receive without sacrifice. I hope you guys are good. I'm sorry for not being consistent. I've been so busy. I'm trying to find a job. It's a whole thing. But yeah, I love you, babes. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Be good.